I have many regrets. There is going to be spoilers ahead. Obviously, we will end up talking about spoilers, and many various things that happen in the movie. So yeah, now that you have that warning, just fair warning, you might want to click off, maybe go watch, wait for it to come out on DVD or digital. But yeah, hello everyone. It is I, Niab, and you're gonna fucking say your name.
I thought you were introducing... I'm sorry, alright? I didn't mean to offend Godzilla's, alright? Oh, you better say my name. Marlos44.
And today, if it isn't obvious already, especially to the people who decided that it would be a good idea to vote me to wear this, I'm not exactly happy.
I'm pretty happy.
We're going to be reviewing Godzilla King of the Monsters. So, it's real nice that I got to wear this costume and have to deal with this for about what's going to probably be half an hour of a review.
Probably. Something like that.
Considering my Brawly one, actually my Brawly one was an hour, so I'm fucking... Then again, I went into every detail in the Brawly one, but...
I doubt we're going to go nuts here.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
Great.
I will. You might. I mostly brought him along so that we could have two perspectives on this review. I totally could have done this review by myself, similar to other reviews that will be done and such. But I... No, it's fucking...
I was trying to bite the cord, I don't know why.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright.
Just cancel the recording.
I mean, that's a lyric in one of the Godzilla songs in the movie, which we'll get to. But I want to have two perspectives with this movie from someone who is a rabid fan, which is me, as you can see with all this shit here. And then there's him.
You do like rabbits, yes.
I mean, the game is nice, but as an actual thing...
Rabbits are great.
I fucking hate them.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyways, I wanted to get his perspective as someone who watched the 2014...
rabbits, not
shut up.
That kind of
2014 movie, and that's pretty much it that he's watched in terms of Godzilla. So
I was an A on that movie. I was like, this is good. It was meh at the same time.
I do have to agree. I did really... I liked it because it's like, okay, Godzilla finally had a return. It was decent compared to what America did last time with Godzilla, because that wasn't great.
I wasn't big on it, so I hesitated going to this one, but I am hella happy I went to this one because, oh my god, that was amazing!
Yeah, last one was very so-so, mostly because of Godzilla appears for about... Someone actually did a compilation on YouTube. He appears for 11 minutes or something in the entire movie. Which, yes, Godzilla films in general are bad at doing that. He does appear not a lot, I get that. But still, for a movie like that, that's pretty bad. But yeah, this movie, holy shit. If all the stars aligned and everything was truly perfect, I'd give it a 10. But I'm definitely very close to a 10 in terms of my rating. But besides that, let's talk about the movie in general. The plot, I thought it was pretty good, honestly. It's rare that I see a Godzilla plot and I'm interested in the plot. Usually, most of the time, it's, okay, alien cockroaches came along, sent out two monsters to fight, and then humans are trying to stop them, and you don't really give a shit. Because why would you care about the humans? You're here to see some giant monsters fight. And, which is ironic because,
right behind us.
Yeah. Which is ironic because a lot of reviewers complained because they were like... A lot of reviewers complained because this movie didn't have a meaning to it. Even though it did, kind of. It didn't have a true meaning to it because there wasn't enough interactions with humans and shit. Because it was too much monster fighting, which is the only reason anybody watches a Godzilla movie. If you're gonna watch one, watch it for the fighting. Maybe for the destruction, because the destruction is very common in them.
Need D1 to scream destruction now.
Yeah, but like, you're only gonna watch it for monster fights, and this one was like jam packed with them. There was some plot here and there. They did talk about how it was like nature having to balance itself out and everything, and like it was a balance between human and nature. Some people wanted to make humans go extinct so that all the monsters could be there, and all that. And of course, they did actually give all the monsters their proper roars and backstories. Ghidorah as well, of course, he's the alien, and in this movie, he's an alien, which is perfect. So it shows you that he's not exactly nature. He was sent by the... I don't know if they're even going to keep the name of the aliens, but whatever the name was, the Vortec, I think. Maybe, I don't know. He might not even be a part of this, but, he was sent by them, probably. And it was, you have something to say?
I did.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold that thought.
Alright, well, moving on. So yeah, the monsters, they looked really good. I do like how very true to the originals they are, as well as making them more modern. Godzilla looked real nice. I mean, of course he looked very...
I remember now.
Oh, alright, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'll get back to the monsters in a minute.
One.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the plot, and it's about monster fights, I felt it was well balanced. When I was watching it, I was like, yeah. I felt this was well balanced.
Yeah,
we weren't drowning in monster fights. Like, that would be way too much.
Yeah, that's why
and
I
it had plot,
weird.
But it also had monster fights, which is what you're there to see.
Yeah.
And I mean, I honestly don't know what I was there to see.
Mm-hmm.
Because last Godzilla movie, it was just like, plot, 10 minutes of monster fight, movie's over. And I was just like, meh, I guess Godzilla isn't for me. And I saw this movie, and I'm like, that last movie was ass. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So I felt they just balanced it well, and they weren't overwhelming you with either. And they just kind of had a bit of everything because of that. You kind of like enveloped in the characters a bit. In the fights, you really got like into it, and like just what they did was just, I don't know, there was something about it that was just really, really well put together, I guess. Like it was all kind of like balanced well, I felt like.
Yeah.
And it kept me intrigued, whereas the last one, honestly, I was trying to stay intrigued. Even with the monster fight at the end of the 2014 one, it was, I don't know, I still had trouble staying intrigued.
Yeah. I will say, I did actually really like the characters this time. They were well built. It wasn't something like there's this generic person fighting for his family and everything and all that. Like, the only person who I really enjoyed from the 2014 movie was, shit, I actually forgot the actor's name. For some reason, I always do this with voice actors and actors. I just forget them, like, when I'm trying to remember them. Basically, the dad of, I guess, the main character in the last movie, he was really good, and then he got killed off early because they were trying to show off, hey, here's the Muto, okay, get rid of him. I feel like the characters were very well built this time. There was a lot of really good, like, just people in the movie. Like,
I cared about the daughter. I was like, don't die, please!
Yeah, the daughter was actually, like, a really good act. And, like, I guess it's more of teen actor than child actor, but, like, I feel like nowadays teen actors and stuff and, like, child actors are actually getting a lot better. Because back in the day when you would see this type of shit with them, it's just like, They don't really do... They just get told what to do, and then they just do it in the most, like, boring way possible. Like, yeah!
Do that!
But these were some really good characters. The villains were really good. I will say it did suck that, like, they brought back some characters from the old one. And, like, pretty much, I think most, if not all of them, die. Because there's the girl who overall is helping out and everything, helping out with the research, and then she just gets stamped on, I think, by Godzilla or Ghidorah, I don't remember, but it's during the part where they're in the Arctic, and she just dies, gets stamped on, and that's it.
Alright, good. Ghidorah did that.
And then the doctor, of course, to use the, or not even oxygen, it's the atom bomb. He goes into the ocean, of course, like by himself, takes it, brings it to Godzilla, and revives him. And
He blew
yeah,
Godzilla.
yeah, pretty much, and also died in the process. And yeah, so like he dies off. But honestly, a lot of these characters were pretty good. I feel like there should have been more story. Like the biggest thing I had to it that didn't make it a true 10 was I wanted to learn more about these characters. There's all these like really great characters that they show off. Even this dude who says cheesy lines, which I should be upset at, but I've heard so many cheesy lines from other fucking series that at this point it just makes me laugh. But seeing him was like, I want to know more about him and all these other characters, like the military sergeant type of person and all that. And we never really get to learn much about them. It's overall the main family and then the doctor and such, and like the researchers, and that's really all we get to learn. And the villains, of course, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, it would have been nice to know more about it. Even just like Ghidorah's story. Like if they kind of went on that and went more to the plot of that, and like they found more with that,
I mean,
and you learned about it, that'd be pretty sick too. Honestly, I feel like.
yeah, I
Like
guess,
it would be cool to learn more about the characters. I totally agree. I feel like that was what's missing, and it was it wasn't too focused on the main family, but of course you could only fit so much in a movie. That's just the reality of things. Which is why you get all these parts that are like cut out in the DVD version sometimes. Which, you know, if they did that, that would be great. If they had that, I don't know. It's not out yet, so.
I mean, I guess they didn't show off Ghidorah mostly due to the.
But it'd be pretty cool to get more about like Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Like Mothra, maybe, because what I'm noticing. Sorry for interrupting you, but what I'm too. Sorry.
I'm not used to reviewing with two people. It's alright.
What I'm noticing is like after watching the last one, I'm watching this one, and that one was ass, and this one was fucking amazing. I noticed you don't learn too much about the monsters, and I'm kind of like, you want Godzilla to win because of the humans, but I kind of want Godzilla. I want to feel like I want Godzilla to win because it's Godzilla. I want to hear like their backstories, you know? Like I know they're monsters, but I'm sure they can. I'm sure there's something that they dug up. Not dug up. They found ancient text of like Ghidorah and Godzilla fighting. Remember a few times they found that, and I wanted to know so much more about that. I was like, oh my god, I need to know more about this. I can't believe they're gonna be touching on this more. I hope they do, and they didn't at all, really. And I was like, damn. I wish I want to care more about the monsters too. So I feel like maybe that was what was missing more, because I know there's a bunch of characters and it's hard to like kind of explain all their stories, but I feel like they need to delve into the monsters a little more. That's all. Like maybe take those like 5 extra minutes just to give you a little more of like Ghidorah and Godzilla, or maybe even a little Mothra as well, just because Mothra's there, just a little bit, and just boom, you care so much. So when you see, you know, Mothra get like fucking in the stomach and like the heart, it's like, okay, it hurts you more. Rather, like, I was sad because I knew Godzilla with Mothra, but I could have been more sad, you know?
Yeah.
You could have been like, oh.
I mean, coming from the perspective of like, coming from the perspective of an actual. Oh yeah, I'm right. I forgot about that. Coming from the perspective of an actual fan, I'm gonna presume they're gonna go with the original stories of them to make fans happy, which means Godzilla was born from the whole bombing in World War II against Japan and everything. Mothra was the just egg that like appeared due to the like 2 girls, and the 2 girls could summon her and everything with this song.
You mean like?
Rodan-
Sorry, is there?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just trying to understand something, I guess, for this review in general. Do you mean like that's how they became active again?
No, that is how in the original movies they were born.
Oh.
Godzilla was born from the World War II bombing on Japan.
Because in this one, it looks like it's like they were around since ancient times, which is why I was like, shit, I want to know what the stories, because that means they've been around for so dang long.
The ancient time stuff, I mean, that could be true, because they could totally
that'd be pretty sick to
It's
hear
either
about
that, or that's more of a prophecy type of thing, like it'll eventually happen, we just don't know when.
It's like, oh shit, they fought before. I said that so many times that it's like...
Rodan's backstory, I don't even know, because I have not watched the original Rodan, and I do not remember if he ever did have a backstory. Ghidorah obviously was built by aliens and everything. His whole purpose was going to Earth and just conquering it and everything. That was the whole point of them. They even gave him...
that's fine.
This did actually make me very happy. I will note some little references here and there. Haha, laugh it up. I know who's laughing it up right now for me saying that. But we did note some little references here and there, which I really liked, which was, it was two big things. It was one, actual noises and such and names that were referenced, like Ghidorah's alternate name was Monster Zero, and that made me real happy. So I'm like, oh shit, Monster Zero, as in like the movie that he was in, that he was referred to. And another thing was like, at one point, of course they have this device that like signals a type of sound wave to the monsters, and they go to that area, or they will go around that area and
they go berserk on the person who has the thing.
Or, that too. And the girl, the daughter, does at one point use the device and everything, and realizes that Ghidorah is coming to her, and at one point it goes completely silent. Just completely, like, everything's silent, she's not even talking, you don't hear anything. And then you hear the original, I'm assuming, because if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, honestly, but I'm assuming it was one of the devices that are like already in that area, unless it was Ghidorah himself. But you hear Ghidorah's original flying noise, like from the 1960 movies and such. I didn't hear that. And because you could hear the dig 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 dig.
I did hear that.
When she's just sitting there and it's completely silent, and you hear that, and as soon as that stops playing, he's right there. And that's really cool in my opinion. On top of that, the second thing is the songs, because holy shit, I had the biggest fucking smile on my face during almost all of these songs. I thought you were going to say something like
Smilegasm or something.
Might as well have. Yeah, wow. The moment that...
I swear you leaned over to me every time.
I did, because I was really happy.
Really?
I was really happy. There's two songs specifically that I want to talk about. There is a third, but that plays in the credits, and I mean, I'll get copyright striked either way for doing that. But hey, I'm not getting monetized, so who gives a shit if I play them for 5 seconds? And even then, YouTube won't even care. But the two biggest ones for me was when Mothra was finally, like, she finally did her cocoon and everything, and she came out of it, and she became, like, proper Mothra, not larva anymore, just proper Mothra.
That was pretty cool.
And they started playing her theme song, without the singing, of course, but they started playing her theme song, and I had the biggest smile on my face, because I could tell. Even though it was, like, quiet, and it slowly built up, I could tell already, just from hearing the first note.
That Godzilla theme was amazing.
Godzilla, So after the atom bomb thing happens with the doctor and everything, and he puts it down, and he blows it up, and he says, goodbye, old friend. And that blows up. Godzilla comes out of the ocean. And you hear just the first, like, few notes of, I'm going to say the tuba, probably. I don't know instruments. I'm very smart.
I can't remember.
I'd probably say tuba, but, and you just hear that. Yeah, actually, it probably is a tuba. And you hear those, like, first few notes, and you're just like, oh, here we go. They actually used his theme song. They used his proper theme song. I am so happy about this. And I was just I had the biggest smile on my face. I was leaning towards them, and I could just hear it, and I was enjoying it throughout the entire thing. And they play it during the credits, which I loved even more. And yeah, and the third song, of course,
King Kong for 2020.
they do play, yeah, King Kong versus Godzilla. I'm excited to see how that is, because supposedly, the biggest rumor that went around was the original Godzilla versus King Kong the ending was different, supposedly, depending on the release. So that Japan, Godzilla won, and America, King Kong won. I'm not sure if that's entirely true. I'd like to find out if it is.
I just remember the episode from How I Met Your Mother. I think you were there.
I don't remember if I was.
Oh.
Damn.
I don't know.
But yeah.
I'll show you later.
Alright. But yeah, so I'm excited to hear about that. But anyways, yeah, the third song was a remix of that original... Oh, I forgot the band name. I mean, mostly because I didn't actually listen to a lot of their music, but I did listen to the Godzilla song, even before this movie. I forgot the name, but they made a song all about Godzilla and everything with proper lyrics, and they used it here. They had a complete... I mean, I guess a remix in a way. They had new people singing it and everything, I'm pretty sure. And there was a new arranger, of course. It was the same dude who was arranging all the new remixes of Godzilla's theme and Mothra's theme, so that was real great. And yeah, I was really happy to see that. And actually, that does remind me of one more thing, which is apparently in the... I don't remember if it was an art book or something, but there was some sort of like sketch type of thing out there where there was actual CG scenes of different monsters in the Godzilla, like, King of the Monsters movie that they could have done, or who knows, they could be in the future movies, because they showed off Gigan, they showed off the... I think it was Kumanga or whatever. I don't remember the spider's name, but it was like Kumanga.
Oh, that's Spider? There's the one with the tusks?
No, that's something different. That's from Kong.
Oh, I thought you were talking about at the end of the movie.
I think that's from Kong, I'm not sure. There's Kumanga. Yeah, Kumanga is from like Godzilla movies. And then there was, what's his face, Gamera, which I was surprised about, because Gamera... I would, like, never have expected him out of everyone. Like, there's Godzilla, there's King Kong, it makes sense, you know, Legendary has the rights to them, and who knows, they might have just gotten the rights to Gamera, which would excite me, because now I want to see all three of them fighting, that would be beautiful. Yeah, so they did make some references towards them possibly being in this movie, but were cut out, or maybe being in future movies, which I'm excited about. I want Gigan. And actually, I will let you speak in a moment. I know I'm going on and on about references. But this does excite me about future monsters. Because in the movie, they do actually show off burning Godzilla. Godzilla's temperature goes up quite a bit, and he becomes burning Godzilla. For a brief moment, of course, because then he goes back to normal.
Sick AF.
Yeah, he was really good looking. And it excites me because burning Godzilla's in the movie, and... the oxygen destroyer was used in the ocean, which means there is a chance for Destroyer, because they referenced burning Godzilla, and now they used this in the ocean, and that's exactly how Destroyer was born. So it's starting to make me think that they'll appear, possibly.
Yeah, that was the other option you told me about. Yeah,
and they could do a Mecha Ghidorah, or they could build Ghidorah, because the actual after credit scene shows them talking about how they'll take Ghidorah's head and everything. Cause
hell, they could all be in the movie. Yeah. King Kong, Mecha Ghidorah, and Destroyer. That would be freaking crazy. Could you imagine, like, the mess fest? If done well, it might actually work, but...
I don't know if Godzilla would be...
Because...
I don't know if Godzilla would be able to handle that shit.
Well, I mean, is King Kong even evil? Because I've never seen the movie, but from what I understand from like all the jokes and everything, he's not really evil. Like, he's not really evil.
I want to say he isn't. He could be, and I don't know.
So I could see them kind of teaming up. That would be cool. But you never know.
Destroyer's a extremely tough opponent.
I'm just throwing shit out because I don't know.
To be
too
fair,
much.
because in Destroya's movie, they pretty much almost like the only reason they do die is because the military freezes its wings, and apparently its whole weakness is just being frozen, in general. So it gets frozen and everything, and as a result dies. And Godzilla didn't even beat it. Like, Godzilla was struggling, even though he was all pissed off and everything that his son was killed by Destroya. He just still couldn't beat Destroya, and Destroya was dragging him across the city back and forth. Quite literally, actually, with Destroya's tail. But yeah. Anyways, you have something you would
He
like
destroyed Godzilla's son.
I mean, yeah.
Huh.
He's also overpowered pretty much every
Yeah,
game.
I was gonna say, because I know we're kind of jumping a little back and forth, so I thought I'd kind of touch on this before we, like, leave it completely. Because I figured we might want to, like, finish the different sections. Because the only other thing I really had to say about the plot was, like, the characters that they made matter and they made you care about. Like, I felt like I cared about the daughter the most, but I cared about the doctor. Like, when I saw that happen with Godzilla, I was like, oh. I cared. Like, the dad too, even though the family was a mess, I cared about the mom and the dad. Like, when the mom died, I was like, shit. But it was cool at the same time because of what was happening.
Yeah.
So it gave me, like, mixed feelings, which was great. But yeah, I'd like to care about the monsters more. That's the only thing I could ask for, honestly. I feel like that would make the plot more solid. Because then you have the characters that you care about, which is, like, the main family and, like, the researcher, doctor, or whoever's there, and, like, the villain, you learn a little about them too. And then you have the monsters that matter, because it's like, if they give you a backstory for Godzilla, they don't need to keep doing it in any of the other ones. They could kind of give you more, like, a backstory about Godzilla with said monster, but more focused on the new monster or new alien or whatever. Like, it can be more focused on them as well. So I'm kind of, I guess I'm kind of sad they didn't do that in 2014. Like, they didn't really, like, do anything like that, because now that I think about it, shit, it would have worked in advance, because they could have, maybe if they, thought about it, they could have gone really into, like, somewhat into Ghidorah, and we could have learned more about Ghidorah and more about Mothra in this movie, and we would have known about Godzilla's backstory, but we could have learned about those, and it could have just kind of, like, built on throughout the movies, I feel like, too. Like, those building blocks where you, like, get there to the end, and it's just like, all this shit about all these monsters. Who knows? They could throw in Monster Rumble Royale. All the monsters fight. Go.
I mean, yeah, that'd
be pretty.
That was actually pretty much what Final Wars was, which I would be interested to see, which was the aliens, of course, taking control of multiple different monsters, sending them out on different cities, and then Godzilla having to go fight them, and that was really cool. I actually really did enjoy Final Wars.
Talk about it in your review.
I don't know, reviewing a movie that's 15 years old.
Talk about that in the review too.
Oh boy. Yeah, I did it on purpose for someone. I suppose this was that like in a way. I mean, it almost seemed like it could have been, which I got excited about. Because when Ghidorah summoned all the monsters, I almost thought it would be like Final Wars and everything.
Yeah, I thought shit was about to get real.
Yeah.
It's like, oh look, 17 monsters surfaced. All the monsters. Technically, you said it's not all the monsters, but like 17 surfaced. And at the end of the movie, it's only 4 bowing to Godzilla.
I don't know. I think only like about...
Oh, they said 17.
17. Oh.
Yeah, that's what they said. And I was like, Jesus!
Yeah, shit. Oh, shit. Maybe Gigan was one of them. Okay. Fuck.
So you never know now what they're going to do.
Already.
They just said, hey, let's just get ready for the next movie. Everybody surface!
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, everybody... The whole thing about Godzilla, and I'm going to go at this in a weird way, but the whole thing about it is the only people who ever really try to beat the shit out of Godzilla most of the time, when Godzilla's acting like a good guy, is mutants and aliens. Aliens, of course, because that's their whole mission, and mutants because why should they care about anybody on Earth?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. I mean, honestly, I want to see some more mutants. So far, in terms of, if we're gonna go by something like the Unleashed, what Unleashed decided to categorize them as, which I do actually really like what it decided to categorize them as. I definitely want to see more mutants. We've seen, I mean, I guess at least one alien. So that's actually we've seen the Mudos, so 2 aliens. Because I'm pretty sure the Mudo are aliens, if I remember correctly. That was the whole thing, unless they aren't. I could be wrong.
Why were they bowing to Godzilla then?
Yeah, good point. Shit.
Yeah, they can't be aliens if they're not
I
if
guess
they're bowing.
I guess it maybe depends on who sent them, because sometimes there are different people who do stuff and everything.
That is also true.
I mean, shit, Titanosaurus was a mutant, and he was only being mind controlled because of the aliens. And yeah, but definitely like the mutants are a big thing. I want to see stuff like Biollante, Space Godzilla. I mean, Mothra did die, although she did the type of Rodan thing, like what Rodan did in the Mechagodzilla movie, where he flew on top of Godzilla and then gave his life to him.
Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't realize Mothra died.
Yeah.
When, Ghidorah hit her.
Yeah.
I thought she was still alive. It's like, oh no, she's dead. Oh.
I mean, it's a bit weird because I guess it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's what caused Godzilla to activate Burning Godzilla, and that seems weird to me, because the whole thing about the Godzilla activating Burning Godzilla before was not only was his, like, the whole radioactivity going higher and higher, but also Fire Rodan gave his life to him. So that also caused it to go even higher as a result. But no, here it's just like it's Mothra who did it, and he went burning like that, which was surprising. But hey, I'm fine with it. We got Burning Godzilla. Seeing someone like Space Godzilla would be interesting. Definitely like one of the Godzilla type of mutants. I want Space Godzilla or Biollante. One of the mutants that involve Godzilla's cells. I can't think of any others, really. Yeah, there really isn't any other mutant with Godzilla cells, unless I'm not remembering that many, which could be possible. But yeah, more mutants, please. Legendary. I just want to see more, especially Space Godzilla.
That final fight was amazing. I mean, all the fights were pretty great. They were very well thought out, well planned. I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Like small little skirmishes here and there. Even like some of the camera angles and other stuff, they were just really well done to just kind of capture everything. And I was just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
But that last fight was pretty great. Honestly, when we got to that last fight, I was like, okay, here we go. It's fight time. I don't know how this fight's gonna go. It's probably not gonna be that long. It's probably done soon anyways. Probably be a couple minutes. Godzilla will do something and win. Maybe something will happen, like Mothra and Godzilla fuck him up after beat Rodan. That was Rodan, right?
Yeah, Mothra fought Rodan, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I don't remember
it's fine.
some of the names. And then the fight was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they really did it well, because I was interested the whole time. And I shouldn't have been, and I was.
The way they ended that fight was really good, because you see Ghidorah's head, and you presume, okay, Godzilla did the, I don't remember the exact name of it. It's like the atomic pulse type of thing. And you're like, okay, Godzilla's dead. He's burning Godzilla, he exploded, that's it. And Ghidorah is probably dead as a result. And then you see Ghidorah's head, and you're like, oh no, Ghidorah's not dead. But as it turns out, Godzilla was able to control the pulse to the point that it didn't kill him or cause everyone to die or anything. And he's carrying Ghidorah's head in his mouth. Yeah, he's carrying his own head.
Oh, that was so sick.
He's carrying Ghidorah's head in his mouth, and you hear that slow build-up of his... Which, let me just say, this is the biggest thing that I forgot to mention. Holy shit. The atomic breath that they did for him is amazing in this movie. It's the exact same as 2014, But the difference here being they added a build up to it. So it slowly goes onto each little scale on his back, and each time the like noise of it gets higher in pitch, higher in pitch, higher.
It was
higher.
so sick that they did that.
Yeah.
Because that happened a few times.
And with Ghidorah's head especially, it slowly, like, it goes all the way to his tail. The camera goes straight to his tail and shows it slowly
And
building up. Yeah. And then he blasts Ghidorah's head away. And that's really cool in my opinion.
It's so sick.
In most of the movies, in most of the Japanese movies, you can tell Godzilla's about to do it because out of nowhere his scales will go blue and then he just fires it. But this time there was an actual real build up to it and they were slowly doing it and it just felt really good. I wish like the old movies had that. And there might be an old movie I'm forgetting that did have that, but I'm pretty sure that this was overall the only one to do that. So yeah, that was really fucking cool.
And like that, just how it looked when he fired it and it backed off, and you just saw him shooting his beam up. I almost said laser. Just oh my god! And then he stops. The area clears, and the four monsters come forth. The one from the last movie, Rodan, and then two others. There's like a tusk one and a spider one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure are from Kong.
They all like bow to him. And he's just like, yeah, I'm king of the monsters. That's what this movie's called.
I mean, yeah, the biggest thing about
it was pretty great. That I was kind of wondering a little bit about the name, because I'm like, they usually do something with the name, but I guess maybe it's just they just did it because they weren't sure what to name it. But no, after that last like scene, I was like, okay, that's why they named it that.
No, it is it's to show off, like, to be like true fan service. The whole purpose of the name is it's the exact same name as the American release of the 1954 movie, which is the original Godzilla movie, the very first. It is they took that name and they put it there because it's like, this is exactly what we called it in America.
I kind of felt like it actually fit too, though. Like it fit really well with the story, like the actual name, because Ghidorah was Ghidorah was controlling them all in the way, except for like probably a few, and it was kind of like once Ghidorah was gone, they were all bowing to him, and he's just like, yeah, I'm king. Remember that. And they were talking about, being like the alpha.
Yeah. I mean,
so it was. I felt like it fit pretty well. Like it clicked in pretty perfectly there.
Yeah. No,
it all kind of clicked perfectly in my opinion. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, like holy shit, this whole movie in general for me was just this ultimate like fan service piece and more, because now they're just like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing all this. Like, why not? Because people are loving it. And it's amazing in my opinion. And I think, we've stated pretty much everything that's needed to be stated.
And the only other thing I can really say, I think, is like when Ghidorah was chasing the daughter, I was just like, no, please don't kill her. Please don't kill her. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die.
I think we've stated pretty much everything that's needed to be stated about the movies. We talked about the monsters, the plot, the characters.
We really didn't have to go in detail.
I mean,
it was more so just
I mostly wanted to because this is a perspective of like both of us, and of course with me, I'm gonna like gush about a lot of stuff.
That's true. Maybe it's because I'm not huge on Godzilla. That's probably why you were talking more about some stuff, but you were also talking about possibilities.
Yeah.
Not more so like the movie in general.
Mm. Yeah, I do definitely want to see more and everything similar to what's happened, but with different monsters. But yeah, in terms of my general rating, I don't know why I didn't give Brawley a general rating. We should have, and I didn't. And I regret doing that. Brawley gets
10 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10. I'm joking, 9 out of 10.
I was gonna say 9.5 actually.
But this movie, I'm going to give it a 9.7 out of 10. I was very happy with it. The only thing I wanted was more story about these characters we learn about and everything, these human characters, because the monsters I'm totally fine with the basic plot we have of them. But the human characters, all I wanted was a little bit more of them, and if I did, that would have been an easy 10. I would have been fine giving it a 10.
For me, I'd say somewhere around 8.8 or 9 out of 10.
Mm.
So, somewhere between that. That's what I'd give it.
That's fair.
That's how I feel about it. Of course, I'm not a huge Godzilla fan, so that does make a difference, as you can tell. But I still thoroughly enjoyed that movie. Like, my rating is like, I won't give things a bad rating. It's very hard for me to give things a bad rating. But I am going to be picky with how I rate it. So keep that in mind with my rating. I'm picky with that. So that's why I said 8.8 to 9. So like 8.9 or just 9 or 8.8. One of them. I haven't totally settled on it yet. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I have to see it again, actually, too.
Yeah. I mean...
But just with how I am, I'm picky with that. So even with like the Brawly movie, there were a couple things that bothered me. Not that much, honestly, but I feel like I'd give it a 9.5, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love that movie, but maybe a teeny bit higher. But
yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just trying to explain, because I know...
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
They don't know how I rate things, so...
Yeah. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Go check out his channel.
Don't.
And,
Bad idea.
Yeah. I mean... I will have 2 more reviews on the way, both containing the word devil. But one's more of a TV show / book, and the other's, of course, a game. So I hope you stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed the review.
You might see him on my channel sometime.
Perhaps.
Because I need to do reviews.
Yeah.
This is actually helping, so
Yeah.
that's good.
You might also see really old videos of me on his channel recently. Probably because he forgot to upload them. But
It
it's
was about
okay.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Nothing big.
It's not bad.
That's not enough.
But anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this review. Definitely, if you start all the way through, you get a clap. Good job. Because most people don't do that, I'll be honest. And
Big
yeah.
clap.
Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Play the outro.